Well, our steam locomotive does actually move. Who would have expected that from me? No one! Well, today, what are we gonna do? Well, I was expecting to be able to move this thing along and actually try it out, but realistically, we don't actually have the prowess to move this thing just yet. And when I say move it, I mean, I've got 3 boilers inside of this thing, and I don't know whether that's correct or not. I have asked you guys in the comments of the previous video, but I haven't actually released the previous video, so you guys haven't commented yet to say whether or not that is good. So, what I want to do right now is actually try and make this look a little bit nicer, and actually build a little bit of a tender for it, so that when it comes to using this thing, we can go ahead and just get on with it. So, let's go ahead and start by adding a tender and going from there. Okay, we don't have very much room here, but we do have room for a tender, so we're going to go ahead and just smash one on here. If you're wondering what I'm going to do back here, I'm going to delete this guy, and I'm going to shove this on, 1 and 2, and I need to paint a bunch of this. I'm actually going to go ahead and paint this piece straight across the bottom. I am going to go ahead and paint this guy as well. There we go. And I am going to get rid of the bed. Okay. This currently has a lot of room in it. I don't really like the fact that it does have so much room in it, but it is what it is. Anywho, what I want to do is get a pivot, and I want to shove that pivot directly on here. And instead of the tender being able to detach from this, I want it to just be towed behind it. So let's just go ahead and smash that onto there like that. It is going to be sort of one piece, and I think that'll be good. Okay, so it's now time to add these guys back onto here, so that hopefully it all sits nicely. I think 3 sets of wheels, or 4. Should we go with 4? 4 seems pretty good, to be honest, so we're going to go with 4. And let's spawn that in to make sure it's the right height, which it is. And then essentially we just got to build a body on this, put some hoppers on this, and then we can tow it around. Okay, not really what I wanted to go with here. This seems pretty low, to be honest, but I think I might have to go with it anyway. So we're going to shove that on there like that. We're then going to shove another one on here like this. We're then going to shove another one on there the same. In fact, actually, if I point them all downwards to begin with, we should be good. So, oh, I can't because I need a block. All right, hold on. Do this. There we go. Then hoppers. And then I think I might be able to have it too high, which is crazy. But there you go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is that too big? It seems huge. But I don't know. I might get rid of 2 of them. This one and this one. Because then we can make it look like actually really cool. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's get rid of all of this. Chuck all that from there to there at least. There we go. We're going to go from here to here. I'm going to build in the underside with these pieces. There we go. There we go. And there we go. And I just need to make it look nice. That's it. That's all we need to do right now. All right, delete all of that, and all of that. Interesting. All right, spawn it in. What does that actually look like? I think we could get away with this. So, the edges, we're going to go ahead and do this and this. We're then going to go ahead and shove that in there like that. All right, that looks pretty good. We're going to do the exact same thing on the back. So, all of these guys, delete the top, delete the bottom, shove those guys onto there just like so. And that looks pretty awesome. We're then going to go ahead and do these guys. So, probably one of these. There we go. We're then going to zoom that across. We're then going to go with one of these. Yeah, zoom that across. And then we're probably just going to do this. And maybe even leave it up there. Yeah, alright, there we go. So we'll leave that up there like that. We'll then do the same sort of thing here. So one of those, and then one of these. Is that correct? I don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead and shove this on here. And then we can sort it out. Bosh. Okay, very nice. Delete that guy. Shove these into here. Bosh this one onto there. And this looks really weird. I feel like it's just too tall. I think it is. It looks way too tall. I'm going to spawn it in again anyway, just have a little look. Yeah, it's too tall for how slim it is. So what I'm going to do actually is we'll elongate it. Yeah, we will. So let's go ahead and grab the wheel at the bottom. We'll go all the way up to the top. We'll grab it all the way at the back. There we go. Including this side. And then I think I'm just going to cut it Move it backwards by however many this is. Because I don't know. I don't know how many this is. That way around. There we go. Shove this onto here like so. And then, can we fit one of these in the middle? Is it the same size? Oh, it totally is. Alright, cool. Do that. Do this. Attach it all together. Merge it together. And then put this piece in the bottom. There we go. Alright, that is interesting. I do believe. Alright, shove that across the top. I think that's fine. Whether we like it or not, I'm not so sure just yet, but I think it is fine. I'm going to go ahead and paint this like so, all the way around there. Gonna do these guys just the same way. There we go. Including that piece. And including... Oh, we've already done it on this side. Maybe the interior should be that color too. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the whole tender situation looks really weird. Like, that looks bizarre. It's too tall. There we go. It's much more short now and stubby. Much more short and stubby, and hopefully will actually work out fine. We only have 52 coal, by the way. Like, that is all of the coal that I own here. Because the rest of it is actually down there. So, I need to somehow transport coal from here over to here. Because I can't actually use this. Because I don't own it. So, we need to come up with a machine that can transport that. Also, instead of this red, I actually kind of want to go with a green. This green looks interesting, and it kind of looks trainy-like, so we might go with it. I don't know, does that look train-colored to you guys? To me, that looks pretty train-colored. Like, that one? Oh, we could go with this. We could go with that. Nah, maybe that color. Alright, spawn it in. Does that look like a... Oh, wow. In-game, that is much more green. Holy. Anyway, much more important things need to happen. We're gonna go to chaff. No, actually, hold on. Hold on. What is it? What is it called? A flare. Yep, flare launcher. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and chuck them in here. So, let's delete these two. Chuck those in. If we do this... Whoa, not that. There we go. If we paint these guys on the sides and on the top, we then change this to chaff. There we go. Change this to chaff. Change this one to chaff. And this one to chaff. There we go. And we connect that down to there. This down to here. All we need to do is copy and paste them a bunch of times. And that'll be great. I guess. So copy that. Paste it here. Paste another one right here. There we go. Paste another one right next to it. Okay, so now we merge this with this, this with this, this with this. And then we connect this guy down to there. This guy down to there. This guy down to there. Same on this side. And then we just copy and paste it over again. And that's all of them done. Okay. Alright, clear this. Grab these. Boop, boop. Copy this. Zoom it down. And I think I'll actually just have two sets. There we go. Alright. Bit weird for a steam locomotive to have chaff launchers, but it's necessary. I also have an idea. So instead of actually building another setup for, let's say, anti-aircraft defense... I might actually just attach a cannon onto the top of the tender. Because I can, honestly. This is, maybe not a bad idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and chuck this onto here like this. There we go. We'll chuck this onto here like this. And I think, directly in the center of this piece right here, we can add ourselves a pivot. And, well, we can put ourselves a cannon in there. Right, so, what do I want to do with this then? I'm actually thinking it might be an idea to delete the middle section right here if we can fit a duct in the center. A medium duct might actually... Oh, it does it. It actually connects the sides. Yes! Okay, because if I go to autocannon, we can grab one of these and we can chuck it in here. 1, 2, possibly 3. I don't know if I can fit 3. Yep, 3. There we go. We then connect on one of these guys. There we go. And that will connect directly onto the cannon, which will be mounted in the center. Yes! Okay. That then allows us to have all of these. So, light autocannon. We're going to go with high explosive for now. We're going to do it in all of these. There we go. High explosive, high explosive, high explosive. Do it all the way through. And... bam! There we go. So, we're sort of ready for a cannon now. At this point in the video, I just wanted to say, if you guys are enjoying the video, please leave a like on it down below and comment what your favorite car brand is. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. You know, I don't actually know what kind of gun I want to go on the back of there just yet, so what we'll do is, well, I guess it has to be a light autocannon. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm going to do really quickly is delete this little piece right here, this little piece right here, and I don't know whether I should delete that little bit right there. But what I'm going to do is get a ladder, and I'm just going to chuck it all on here. So we got this ladder right there. There we go. We got this ladder right here. And we're just going to go ahead and paint that piece. Okay, so now we can jump from here into there and climb in. All right, that's good. Another thing that I'm going to do is actually delete this bit back here and paint around the edges. Yes. Instead of having a door, I think I'm just going to leave this bit sort of open. It feels a bit weird to do that, but that is what we're going to do. With that being said, I'm also going to actually paint this bit a little bit. Yeah, like that. There we go. And I am just going to go ahead and chuck that up. And I guess we're going to go ahead and continue the roof back. Or we could just do this. Yeah, you know what? We'll just do this. That's fine. Right, so paint all of this piece in this color. There we go. All of this can go in gray, and that's all fine. I think that looks all right. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and chuck this on here like so, I guess. We're then going to go ahead and box this up a little bit. We're then going to get ourselves some pivots and chuck them straight on here, just like so. And I guess we'll attach those guys together in the center. Very nice. All right, cool. I was originally going to have the cannon pointing forwards automatically, but actually, I'm going to have it pointing backwards, because the likelihood is we'll actually be being chased rather than having things in front of us that we have to shoot at. So, let's go ahead and do this real quick. I'm actually going to go ahead and build this out to there. I think. Yeah. If I can then get our autocannon. Autocannon. We can chuck this on here like so. That's all good. And then we should be able to chuck the cannons themselves onto there. Like this. There we go. Alright, very nice. In the center, we'll just put this guy and a handle and chuck that in. Hey, there we go. Alright, we got ourselves some cannons. If we now mount all of these together, we can connect this guy with this guy, this guy with this guy. We obviously need a little bit of electricity. I think I will actually put a battery down in here underneath, if I can fit one. I can't. I can't fit one. Okay, you know what? We'll actually put some batteries here. So we'll delete these guys, chuck a battery in, like that. There we go. Delete these guys, chuck a battery in there. There we go. Realistically, we could actually put batteries down here, but never mind. So connect this guy to there, and there, and there, and there, and I guess forwards to here, which is then connected up to there, which is there is a battery in the front as well. I'm actually going to add another battery inside of here too, because, well, it would make sense to have a bigger battery just in case. So if I can find a place to put one, that would be great. Maybe, here? Nope, I can't fit a battery in there. That's ridiculous. What we can do is fit one maybe down here. Yeah, sure. It's a backup battery. It's sort of out in... Is it visible? It is very visible. It's fine. Right, okay, good. So we have ourselves our cannons right there. That is awesome. Let's go ahead and connect those all together so that they can fire. And then I guess we can do another test drive with this thing. Yeah, that's what I wanted, right? That's definitely what I wanted. Yeah, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go, we fixed it. Okay, so, if we climb up inside, I think I need to put some ladders there as well. But we should be able to jump backwards onto this, and then, oh. Okay, it all needs inverting, but we should be able to fire these cannons off, and that would be great. Okay, here we go. Right, so, I still haven't put the ladders on, but we should be able to climb onto this ladder, which we can. If we get onto here, we can aim it. It's not quite right, but... oh, yeah, it's definitely gonna work for us. That's good. All right, let's do it. Ladders! So, delete this guy right here. Grab the ladder from there. Chuck that onto here. We'll do it in the right color, which is this. And I actually want to add... I guess if I delete these guys and I just do this, we can add another ladder directly underneath there, like that. That works. Yes, now we can get in from both sides. I'm also just going to randomly add this guy and this guy. And in the top, I'm going to do the same thing. There we go. Obviously, on the outside, I'm going to go ahead and create these in green. And then on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and do those with cream. And that should be fine. We do need like a logo for this. I don't know what logo to use just yet, but one will go there. And we're going to do something on the front end as well. Okay, so they normally have like numbers on the sides. So I'm going to go with a 1, then an 8, I guess. So I go ahead and zoom that to the bottom. There we go. Zoom it back up there. There we go. That's 3. That is 1, 2, 3. That's 3 as well, which means this one should be 3. But it can't be. So it has to be 2. Alright, that's fine. And then that one was going to be an 8, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. Alright, 8, then 0, then 0. There you go. So 1800 is what we're going to go with. Is it weird? Maybe a little bit. I mean, it's already weird because this isn't central. If I do this, there we go. Then this, we're good. Okay, sure. We're then going to go ahead and do this guy. Alright, all the way around the edge. This one. 1, 2, this one as well. And then we go with these. Is that right? No, we do this. And then another one. Alright, cool. We're done it. We're doing zeros. Alright, all of this. All the way down to there. We'll go with 3s on the bottom. 3s on the top. 2s on the sides. That's okay. So 1800 is what we've got. What does that look like? It looks alright. Yeah. Okay, well, what we're going to do from there is we're going to grab this green color and we're going to paint a little bit more of this because we need to. So, let's go to paint. Let's change this green slightly. We'll make it lighter and we're just going to go ahead and do bands around the boiler just like this. There we go. So, there's 2 and then I guess we'll end up with 3 and then maybe 4. Yeah, all right, we'll do one back here as well. All right, cool. That's fine. And I guess I'm just going to go ahead and paint this a little bit like that as well. Let's spawn that in and see what that looks like. I mean, it gives it detail, so sure, we'll keep it. Alright guys, red wheels or not red wheels? I think that looks sick, to be totally honest with you, but it also looks a little bit weird at the same time, but I think it'll work out. So, what I kind of want to do right now, because we don't have very much coal at all, is we're actually going to send it from here straight down to Terminal Spy Cakes where we will stop and then we'll try and fill the tender with coal. But to do that, we're obviously going to have to get another vehicle that loads this thing with coal, and I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so light your boilers! There we go. So we lit the firebox, the steam is coming out the top, or the smoke is coming out the top. I still need to add a whistle onto this, and we still need to add more lights, because we don't have any lights in here, and we obviously need a whistle. Like, clearly we need a whistle. We also need to add some detail onto this, and I'm not entirely sure what the detail on this should actually be. Maybe Frantic Rail could be written on there? That could be pretty cool. Or I might take my Frantic Freight logo and just shove it on there as well. If you guys haven't seen a Frantic Freight video, well, essentially, I built a train, and it has actually kind of a nice logo. So, maybe before we go, we could use that. Although, I am using coal already, so we're just gonna go. We're just gonna send it. Alright, well, we're out of here. I wish there was some sort of noise to this, by the way. I wish they had actually added like a ch-ch-ch-ch-ch or something along those lines. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, we are moving, so this is good. I am going to throttle back a little bit. That provides the engine with a little bit less air, which is fine. And essentially, we're going to fly down the tracks until we get to here. We're then going to have to stop. Although, actually, no. We're going to send it, so we go around here. We're then going to reverse down here. And then we're going to reverse all the way to Terminal Spy Cakes. Yeah, we might as well do it in reverse. Because then coming back, we can obviously go forwards. That would be fine. Also, the numbers are on this side, but on this side there is, accidentally, just paint blocks. That's alright. It's fine. In case anyone is wondering what speed we're at 56 meters per second, which is very, very fast for a steam locomotive. Anyway, we're coming around the tracks. We're going to go ahead and apply some brakes. Oh, wow, the brakes are very efficient. The brakes are extremely efficient. Let's get past. Are we past? Yeah, we are. Alright, shove on the reverser, release the brakes. Alright, we do have a little bit of wheel spin when that happens, but that's okay. It's because we're full throttle, and realistically, we sort of shouldn't be. But, yeah, we're going backwards. How fast do we go backwards? Same speed we were going forwards. That's crazy. So, in case anyone was wondering what we're going to attempt to use this for, we're going to try and travel from the Isle of Donk, which is this island right here, all the way up this train line right here, past the AI, all the way up past this AI, all the way up past this AI, all the way up past this AI, and then all the way around to this point right here, where we can get to the propellant gantry and buy some propellant. That is, that's the idea anyway. I don't know how much coal it's going to take to get there, and obviously we do have access to a lot of coal on the back of this, but that's crazy, still. Anyway, let's go ahead and throttle down. There we go, we're coming in hot, so we'll stop. There we go, and that's all good. Alright, turn off the firebox. Keep the brakes applied, because it is going to keep trying to trigger us backwards. And that's fine. What I should really do is, instead of having the throttle inside be for the light, or for the air, what we'll do is we'll actually control the steam going into the pistons. That makes a lot more sense. Anyway, this is going to be sat here for a second, because we need to go build a different vehicle to load this vehicle with coal. So let's go do that. Also, we can't do it here. We have to run all the way over to the airport to do this. It's so far away. Down here. Finally made it here. This is good. What I want to check really quickly is how much a big hopper can actually hold. Because I don't know. So we're just going to go ahead and spawn in a large hopper. We're going to make it this color for now. And boop, there it is. So this is full of coal. 225. Alright, well, I only really have to carry 4 of these. Because, well, the vehicle we're putting it in only has 4. Although it has a medium duct as well, so it has a little bit more than 4, but that's fine. We don't even have enough capacity for 4, actually. Right, well, I think what we can do is delete all of this off of my mining machine. If you guys haven't seen the mining machine yet, well, go have a little look at that video if you want. It is one of the previous episodes. Anyway, we're just going to go and box that off across there. That's all good. What I'm gonna do is have a butt emptying technique, and that's how this is gonna work. So let's delete these guys for now. Delete all of this, that's okay. Delete these guys, I guess? Yeah. Delete that one. Chuck this into here. Like that, there we go. Chuck that on there, put that on there, we're good. Alright, delete these guys, delete this, and fill this in. Okay. Boop. And boop. Right, very nice. And then all we gotta do is add a duct. Yes, we do. Here's a duct. Medium ducts are not what we want. We just want the small ones, please. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll go with 4, and we'll have it all empty out of 1. That's all right. I was originally gonna have moving parts on this, but we actually really don't need moving parts, so that's why we're not doing it. But anyway, let's go ahead and chuck these guys across here. We'll actually chuck those guys on there as well. I want to have it look at least somewhat okay, or somewhat nice. So let's do this up there. There we go. We'll box off most of this bit as well. There we go. And this bit. Okay, and this bit. There we go. Pretty boxed off. Very nice. Okay. What I'm also going to do is just chuck some pieces on here like this. And this. There we go. And that's fine. Alright, very nice. Boop. Okay, so what I'm going to do now then is connect this guy over to spacebar, and that should allow us to empty all of these guys out through that chute, and that would work. Alright, so have it full so that it fills with coal, and then we can just chuck it all out. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. We're missing fuel for diesel tanks, but that doesn't matter. Okay, throttle it up, clutch it in. And off we go. Oh yeah, so we're gonna have to obviously reverse over and then just have it work. Yep. Okay. I had to go back real quick and change our reverse key because my keyboard is broken and my 1 key does not work anymore. So now it's on 6, apparently. Bit weird, but there you go. Also, one of the members did say maybe we should actually change the cab so that it pokes forwards rather than backwards in terms of the angle on the front. And I actually kind of like that idea. It's just we didn't use the mining machine after that video, so I should probably fix that or change that, and we'll see. But for now, let's just go ahead and get over here. We'll reverse our butt over to our steam locomotive and drop the coal into the tender. Okay, so I believe if I press spacebar now, it'll start pooping coal, which it is doing, and that is how we're gonna get coal into our steam locomotive that we have mined. Okay, very good. So if we look right here, you can see the coal is going up, 38, 39. This currently has 650 in, so we might be waiting a while. Well, we're empty, and, well, it's dark, so right there we have 679 coal in the hopper. That makes me feel like we missed some, to be totally honest with you, but never mind. So, let's jump in here. We'll go ahead and key it on. There we go. We'll throttle up. There we go. We'll change it to forward. Turn the brakes off. Throttle up. Go. Hey, it's working. Nice. I also don't have any lights in this thing properly yet, I don't think, unless they're on 5. Nope, they're not. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and travel back and put this in the storage, and then we're going to go ahead and come back and drive our locomotive somewhere else. Probably straight back to where we came from, actually. We really need lights on this thing, don't we? We really do. I think I'm just going to add 1 light in here, and I think I'm going to have it just swing about. I know that's kind of weird, but there you go. We've obviously got this spotlight right here, which currently isn't on, which would be kind of nice. And then I might actually have a spotlight pointing backwards, because we might need it. Maybe. So let's go ahead and jump in here. We're going to climb up. We're going to light the boiler. We'll throttle it up, and I guess we'll turn this off and we'll head forwards, hopefully. Turn the reverser off. I am going to need to grab the coal from here and chuck it in there. This is going to take some time, isn't it? Yeah, getting to the Arctic is not going to be fun. I'm going to have to do this so much. Maybe I take a diesel. Maybe we take a diesel instead. That might make more sense. But yeah, we just got to keep sending it, and sending it. And then eventually we'll be at the point where we have fully stocked up with coal and we can continue going forwards. Alright, there we go. We're at 51. Let's go ahead and keep going until we're at like 55. I don't know, can we even get to 55? Apparently. 56? Oh, 57? Oh, it went down as I put that in. There we go. 2 more. 1 and 2. There we go. Alright, that'll get us home anyway, so we should be fine. You know, I didn't actually think about this, but obviously when I'm on the gun and I'm trying to shoot things down, there's a lot of smoke in the way. That could be a problem. I also need to times it by more because at the minute I can't turn around properly, so yeah. Okay, we had 50 coal left over, and that's all good. So I can't remember how many we put in here, but we should probably figure out the distance we got in that time. So, let's go ahead and close this. We should have got all of our coal into here. 700, very nice. And essentially, we traveled, I don't know, let's say, oh, I can't even see. I can't even see. I don't know how big these boxes are. I'm gonna go with a kilometer. Maybe, so like 1, 2, 3... Maybe 4 kilometers, I guess? Given that this is actually angled, and then we obviously went round the side. Yeah, let's go with 4K. Maybe. I actually think I might be completely wrong on that. I don't know how far away it is, but that's fine. So, we have jet fuel here, we have diesel here. We got lots of diesel. And obviously now we have quite a lot of coal too. Minerals in. It doesn't actually say the coal here, but there's a lot of coal too. So, we're good. The thing is, with our steam locomotive, obviously we might need some spare, like, water tanks anyway. And it would be nice to have them on the tender, which is something that they sort of used to do on these, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, this right here is the logo for Frantic Freight. We're going to go ahead and just grab this, and we're going to put it on our steam locomotive, and that should be pretty good. So grab this. There we go. Let's send this backwards, and it should look pretty nice. Mounted somewhere centrally-ish. Centrally-ish. The problem is, it's not actually symmetrical. Oh no, it's not odd in terms of the number, which is annoying. But it is what it is. So let's just go ahead and chuck it in these. We'll merge that over, we'll merge this over, and we obviously need to change all the external colors as well. So we'll just go ahead and chuck all of these all around here. And that'll be fine, yeah. It's a cool little logo. I actually really like it. We're then obviously going to have to do the same thing right here. What I should have done is pasted it on the other side, and then painted all of these pieces, and then copied and pasted it again over to here. But never mind, we've wasted time. Right, let's go ahead and grab this as well. We don't really need all of it, but let's go ahead and copy it anyway. Turn it around, send it over to this side, paste it in, and there we go. Merge that with this. Very good. Oh yeah, I like that. I actually really like that. That's cool. So, what am I going to do next? Well, I think we're actually going to have to design and build a few trailers, or a few cars that we can pull behind this thing, so that we can actually get the stuff from up north. I believe it goes into a hopper rather than into like a tank, so we should be good to just fill hoppers, which means I'm just going to go ahead and get some little cars. We'll put them back here, and we'll then tow that up. I think that'll be fine. With that being said, I don't want them to be very tall, so I think they are probably going to be about this height. And then we can just have a load of them. Yeah. Maybe we'll pull like 5. That could be interesting. Alright, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and go to our locomotive itself. We're going to grab these guys. I'm going to go ahead and copy it, turn it around, send it straight backwards. Just like so, all the way to the back of here. And we're just going to whack it straight on the back of this. I'm actually just going to whack it straight on the back. There you go. Alright, cool. So, from there, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to grab one of these pivots. I'm going to chuck that pivot directly in the center of there. And we're going to... actually, delete one. There you go. And we're actually going to go ahead and get ourselves a connector, which is just going to be an electrical connector. And we're going to chuck it on there like that. Okay, good. Alright, so now it's time to build some train cars. Let's go ahead and do that right now. We're going to go ahead and do this. I am actually going to grab this guy. We're going to bring it over here. We're going to paste it in. There we go. And we're going to use this as our feature. As our start point. So, if we go to pivots, we can grab one of these guys, chuck it on there like this, and that will pivot from side to side. We then get ourselves a connector. We'll chuck that on there, just like this. We're then going to get ourselves a button, and we're going to chuck that on here, just like this. Connect those guys together with the electricity, and connect them together like so. What that allows us to do is obviously disconnect this if we ever need to. Yes. Okay, from there we're going to need some hoppers, but before we do the hoppers, we're actually going to grab the green. I don't actually have the green. We're going to do it in pink right now. There we go. We're going to build a wall, and then the hopper is going to go on this side of the wall in this color, I believe. There we go. So that goes there. That's fine. We'll go ahead and send it round. And I believe per train car, I don't know how many we should have. Maybe 5, or maybe we'll actually go with 3. No, let's go with 4. 4 of these guys per train car. Whack that on there. Whack this on here. There we go, and just do that across the back end. I think that's fine. Alright, so I've changed it to the right color now, which is the green. We're going to go ahead and grab this. We're going to send it all the way to the end. I am going to copy it. We're going to flip it round, send it to this side, paste it directly onto there, merge that together. That's all good. What I am going to do on the bottom sides of this as well is actually delete those two. There we go. Delete these two. Send that there. We're going to have to do it on these pieces as well. Unfortunately, like this. There we go. And this piece as well. Okay, there we go. All right, very nice. Round those guys, we're going to go ahead and paint it this color, which is just the gray. All the way around the edges. Don't know why I'm not mirroring still, but there you go. All the way down there. On the underside, we're just going to go ahead and do this. There we go, and that's fine. We're then going to need to get ourselves some wheels, which are train wheels, and we're just going to chuck those on here. So, honestly, tiny flanged ones make a lot of sense. They really do. A train assembly, we don't really need the ones with springs. Maybe this? No. I don't know which ones to go for. See? Let's see what these look like. I mean, I feel like they're gonna look kind of ugly, but let's go with it anyway. Maybe we can go with sets of 2, I guess? 2? Maybe? There we go. Let's spawn that in, see what it looks like. Ugh. Still not the best, to be totally honest with you. They are also drive wheels, but we're going to ignore the fact that they are drive wheels. What I'm going to do is delete this little section right here, this little section right here. We're going to get ourselves some pipes, and I'm just going to chuck these pipes in. I know it's weird, but it is what it is. There we go, little pipes, and I guess this side, I do have these. Hang on, I'll show you what I've got. If we type in 1x, oh, I don't have one key, 1x, no, 1x, there we go. If we scroll down here, we got 1x4s, 1x5s. These are, technically, I wrote them down as armor, but I'm not using them as armor, so it's not quite the same, but there we go. So we'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the same right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then somewhere somewhat centrally, we'll do it again. Why is this not symmetrical? What have I done that makes this not symmetrical? Where have I built things wrong? How big are these? How big are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's because this is 1 away from the edge, and that one is 2 away from the edge. Okay, undo, and delete this. There, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then in the center, we'll do it in 4s, which means I need this one. No, which means although, we could do it like that. That would be fine. Yep, and then on these pieces, we're just going to go and delete these. And then on the other end, we're going to do the same thing, and chuck that in there. Alright, that's actually really cool. As for the bottom of this, though, we're just going to jug it, which I can't do because there's a microcontroller in there. Jug it, there we go, jug it. Actually, we'll leave those bits green. Chuck this one back into here, spawn it in. What does that look like? Actually, pretty cool. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and hide 2 batteries per train car, which is actually pretty crazy, to be totally honest with you, but we'll go with it anyway. Realistically, what we should do too is actually have a pass-through for the electricity, well, for the brakes and the electricity, but we're just going to go with, hopefully, the locomotive itself will have enough brakes. Lastly, what we got to do is turn off all of these guys, there we go, and then we'll save it as train car, yes, and then we got to do some testing by pulling it, but I think I want to pull a bunch of them. In fact, no. Maybe we should fill these up and do some testing with them full. That would make more sense, I believe. There we go. So let's go ahead and grab all of it, I guess. Here we go, up to the top, down to the bottom, across to the back, and, well, actually copy it, but we want to lower it down. We want to move it all the way forwards, and then we want to paste a bunch of them. So that goes there. We might only be able to do 3, but that's okay. Alright, cool. So, save this as train car. That's okay. We're going to get our locomotive. We're going to push it outside. And then we will go ahead and get the train cars. And we'll try and pull them along too. Maybe. Unfortunately, they are all sort of empty, but that's okay. Also, they really don't need these bumpers up here. They're quite high. And also, they don't all need to be red. But it is what it is. Anyway, our locomotive is getting away. So let's go ahead and start pushing this. We'll hopefully attach it onto the back of the loco. Then I'm going to go to sleep, and then we're going to do a test pull in the morning. But I am going to be honest with you guys. All of these are empty. They're all empty because we don't have enough coal for all of them. So we're going to have to go mining again. But anyway, they're at a different height. They're at a different height. Fortunately, it is going to work, but that's annoying. Okay. Return this. I'm going to have to move them all down. Oh, okay. Right. Grab all of this all the way across. Cut it. Move it downwards. Paste it in. We're going to have to do it again and again and again and again and again. Also, where's the side gone? Oh, I was just about to sleep, but it is turning daytime. Also, I have changed these, so now that they're the same height, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump inside the steam locomotive itself. It needs a name, by the way, so if anyone has a good name for this, let me know. And we're going to get going. This thing does need modifying. It really does, but for now, we're just going to pull some cars around and see how it acts. Hopefully, it'll become daytime by the time we start moving. Oh ho ho, here we go. So we've set off with our 3 little carriages. This is probably what we're going to be taking. If I wanted to, I guess I could actually double this up. In fact, I could probably triple this up and our loco should still be fine on the journey, I think. I need to do something with these dials right here. I need the cabin to look a little bit nicer, and we still need to actually add a light in here, but for now, this is okay. So we're up to 41 speeds already. That's good. And we are just going to continue to go. So, yeah. No, this is fine. We've built something really cool. Okay, so I'm shoving it in reverse. We're going to go backwards. And we're going to modify this. Obviously, we're going to need some lights. I want to try and fix these things. And we need this light on the front to actually work as well. Otherwise, there's no point. It might be an idea to add a light onto there as well, just so that if we are shooting something that's in the sky, we might be able to actually see. Also, maybe a laser on there would be cool too, which seems very much not fitting because we're in a steam train, but it is what it is. Okay, so lights, here we go. Lights, camera, action. We need a light in here. We're going to shove it in the roof, and we'll just do that. We're not going to have it be green, because I don't feel like that makes sense. However, a light like that makes sense in, I guess, cream. Yeah, we could just have a cream light. That's fine. So grab the color of the roof, paint this color. There we go. We are actually going to go ahead and put a button right next to it, and just chuck that right there like that. Connect that guy directly up to there, and that's all good. Okay. The other thing that we're going to do, actually, is I was gonna put a heater in here, but realistically that right there is a heater. It's literally a fire, so we're not gonna put a heater in here. These dials need to do something though, so we got our speed up there, we got boiler temperatures and volumes right there. We might as well just put like coal amount right here, I guess, so that connects to this guy in the duct. And then this one can be firebox temperature. Yeah. All right, firebox temp. Okay, right, we've done it. We've actually used them for something. Okay, I've added a button for the front spotlight, and whenever this start fire is on, I think we'll actually have some lights on both the front and the back working as well. So I'm going to go and delete this guy and this guy. I'm not going to do the normal thing of having them change between white and red. We're just going to go ahead and have... white ones, to be honest. Which should be fine. When I say white, we're going to go with like a cream. Actually, more of a brown. Yeah, we're going to go with brown lights. There we go. So those are on the back. We're going to go ahead and chuck 2 of them on the front. Directly underneath here. Not very visible, which is kind of stupid, but it is what it is. So brown lights, there we go. Grab the red, go ahead and paint that in, if we can. There we go. And we're going to connect that to the firebox. And once the firebox is on, obviously these guys are going to be on as well. Okay, there we go. So front and back are done. We're going to connect that to the electricity. We're going to connect the front ones to the electricity up here. And that's it. All right, I think that's all of the lights we actually need. Oh, I almost forgot something kind of important, actually. I was thinking maybe I'll block this wall. Yeah, you know what? I am. On one side, we're going to have a wall blocked off. All right, kind of crazy, but it is what it is. I like the idea of actually having this guy here and here as well. So we'll paint these guys there and there. And then on the outside, obviously, we'll paint all of this. And this and this. And then we're going to have a wall of equipment. So if we go in for equipment, we're going to need fire extinguishers. We're going to need welders and stuff like that. So 2 fire extinguishers, 1 and 2. We're going to go with 2 welders, the same as each other, 1 and 2. Actually, no, we'll do it differently. We'll just go with 1 welder. 1 fire extinguisher, 1 welder. That's fine. We're then going to go with some first aid kits directly in the center. 1, 2, 3. And then probably a hose, just in case we need it. And we're just going to go ahead and seal that off. Just like that. Okay. All right. That's probably all the equipment we sort of need. The other thing that I wanted to do was actually attach this to the wall. So we're going to go ahead and do this on both sides. We're going to type in exhaust. And we should... Where is it? There it is. We should be able to connect that piece to there and that piece to there. Yes, that actually looks really cool. Don't know what to do with the rest of this area. Oh, I did it on both sides. No, I actually want a door on this side. We do actually need a door somewhere, so yeah, a door on this side makes sense. And maybe getting rid of the steps on this side makes sense. I'm going to get rid of that. And put that across. Get rid of that. Shove that on there. Excellent. Okay. Bit weird having it different on both sides, but it is what it is. Oh, before I forget as well, we need a button that launches chaff. It needs to go somewhere, so we actually need a chaff button. It's going to go right here, and it is actually going to be red. There we go. So this is chaff. Yep, chaff. There we go. That button goes into here. This one then goes into here. This one then goes into here, and then this one goes into here. Okay, we're good. So now we can launch chaff as we go along, and that'll be fine. What I wanted to do right now was to actually go out and maybe do a fight with something that's near the train line. However, the only things that I can see are both large vessels. So unfortunately, we can't be fighting those. Not today, anyway. Yeah, not today. Alright, well, since it's only been a bit of a building episode, I want to say I'm sorry, because I do actually want to fight things pretty much every episode, but I think now we are almost ready to go from here up to the Arctic with those trailers right there, fill them with propellant, and then get out of there. The thing is, though, I don't know how the filling works when we get there, so I might have to do some recon before we do this. Oh, will I have to fly up there to see? I think we might have to build a plane next time to fly all the way to the Arctic to check to check how this thing works. Also, it costs 80 apparently, so we're gonna need a little bit more money too. Anyway, for now, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed whatever the heck this episode was. We added that there, we built some trailers, we did some testing, and we added a little bit more detail. And honestly, I think it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and see if the lights work just before we finish though, because that is kind of important. So, spotlights. Aha, that's why we test things. That is literally why we test things. These buttons don't have any power. Imagine if I got out there and the chaff button didn't do anything. We would literally just die. We would. We'd literally just die. So, there you go. Spotlight should be on the front. It is. When the firebox is lit, these lights on the front will work, and these lights on the back, and that's fine. Alright, very good, everybody. We've done it. Oh, we also actually went and got coal, too. So, yeah, it's fine. Anyway, I want to say thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.